What is going on, everybody? Welcome into Lineman Life Live. It's Wednesday, hump day. It's also time for predictions. I'm Reserve Lineman Uche Nwaneri. Got my co-host here, Justin Blaylock. Got my two guest hosts here, 5 Point Vids and Urinating Tree. We are the panel. We're the commission. We're talking all things football, all things relevant sports, whether it's headlines or memes. We discuss it.
Yeah, we all things bullshit. That's what we be talking about.
All that too.
You mean everything?
Mm-hmm. Be on that shit. On some
week
bullshit.
10, it's week 10.
Damn,
and I'm like,
flies.
I think we all thought we kind of had an idea how this year would play out in the NFL, and it is
no.
Zip zero.
Like, what? The Jets beat the Bills? What? Like,
here's the explanation for that. There's a magic coin again. So that's why, like, somebody predicted it at the beginning of the year, and he's hit every single one. So what's going to happen is they're going to lose their next two games after the bye in New England and Boston, and then go on a random winning streak to take them all the way to the AFC Championship before they lose. That is the apparent thing with the coin of destiny. And we saw this with the Raiders last year.
Coin of destiny. Well,
as I said, at this point, all you can do is really like gauge things with a coin using logic stats or like that.
Yeah,
God,
all that shit's out the window.
Yeah, there's there's no direct like football knowledge that you can apply and be like, this team's gonna get it done because of this. Because as soon as you say that, the opposite thing is gonna happen, and they're gonna fucking get their ass kicked.
Who had Detroit beating Green Bay?
Yeah. Who had Detroit? Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's washed right now. That's what it is.
It's
but
bad.
It's week 10. We're going to get into our predictions as usual a little bit. But right now, what I want to do is we want to talk about the welfare king, King Favre, robbing from the poor and giving to the rich. It appears now that we have a update on the situation with Brett Favre and this welfare scandal. He is part of a second lawsuit that is being investigated, civil, I believe. So it's a lawsuit. They're trying to recoup money, but we've got some pretty juicy information in regards to the companies that Brett Favre was investing money from welfare funds into that he claimed at the time was a company that was doing studies on, I guess, curing or treating CTE, which there is no medical or medical test to determine whether you have CTE.
Yeah, you can't diagnose it.
Yeah. Unless they can only do an autopsy. That's it. Like, I mean, if there's any example, I mean, you just look at Antonio Brown, but I mean,
yeah, perfect example there.
Still no test for that.
But still, he could just be fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's the ultimate cruelty.
Herschel Walker is the quintessential CTE case, the walking CTE case. And somehow, here in Atlanta, people seem to think that. No. Not Atlanta.
Atlanta took care of business.
Let me restate that right now. Georgia, somehow, these motherfuckers are okay with that. But I digress. We got a video here. There's a couple videos that I have here, but I feel like I want to take a look at this Charlemagne the God video because I feel like it's going to be a little bit more hip to go with him. But he talks about this situation with Brett Favre. Now, we already know about the volleyball stadium money that was put out there, but now there's $2.1 million that is being sought from the government or from representatives in Mississippi that they say Brett Favre used and invested in companies that were claiming to have, spent these funds on this stuff. Now, let's hear what Charlemagne has to say. And then, as we get through it, we may jump over to this 2IT Sports video as well because they actually do a nice little breakdown of it as well. But we'll talk about it real quick before we get into predictions. So let's take a listen to what Charlemagne the God has to say.
Damn,
that's great. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild. I mean, damn, Mississippi, what's going on?
He probably meant to say Southern Miss and not University of Mississippi.
Did he say University of Mississippi? Yeah, well.
Or I think he said University of Mississippi, or he might have said Ole Miss. Either way.
Don't care that much.
Yeah. I don't think he's a big college football
fan. Semantics, you know.
Leif.
Getting the gist of the idea.
Leif, what up? Yes, I saw your we appreciate that. It's another Brett Favre thing going on. Yes, sir. Yeah, I didn't know that this dude fired the head of the welfare department, the welfare agency department for suspected fraud while he himself was doing the same thing. That's just like some bold shit.
We knew he fired the
the investigator, the
AG or something.
Yeah,
that was getting too close.
He actually connected the dots and was like, yeah, so this stuff all illegal. We appreciate your work, but we're gonna go in another direction. You're fired.
Yeah, you actually do great work, but just do it somewhere else.
Yeah. I thought he was going to get into this CT stuff. Not sure if he is, but I'm not about to sit around and wait. So let's go over to this IT video. And let me put this one up because they go directly into it. There we
go. Bowling with Favre.
Are held at a different level, different standard, and rightfully so because of the money we make.
There is a new twist in the Brett Favre welfare scandal.
Now, Favre is currently embroiled in a controversy involving the use of federal welfare funds set aside for the state of Mississippi's most vulnerable residents, which were reportedly diverted to Favre and others.
New text messages show the pressure former NFL quarterback Brett Favre was putting on then Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant. Favre requested money for an indoor football practice facility.
These new court documents filed by Bryant's attorneys allege Favre and former nonprofit director Nancy New, who has already pleaded guilty to fraud in the $77 million scheme, were requesting funds from the Mississippi Department of Human Services.
$77 million.
Squeeze her ass.
If you were to pay me, is there any way the media can find out where it came from and how much?
Each year, Mississippi gets $86 million in welfare money from the federal government, though the state rejects 90% of those who apply.
In court documents and audit reports, the state alleges that the head of Mississippi's welfare agency squandered more than $70 million intended for children in poverty, instead using it as a private slush fund to benefit his family and friends.
This is a massive fraud allegation, not just with him, but it is the biggest alleged welfare scam in Mississippi's history.
Many believe we have the smoking gun that could implicate Favre. However,
what a terrible.
He's like that's that smile.
Look at this shit. Like, wow.
Half smile, half deer in headlights.
This shit is
probably high on Percocet or
that too.
Or whatever.
This shit is crazy. Yeah. He was a pill dude. He was a pill dude.
He was a big time pill dude.
I mean, at this rate, if you're paying $80 million for an indoor practice facility, that shit might as well be covered in gold. For that much.
I mean, bro, that's a lot. They blew 77 out of the 86 million. They left welfare money for for kids. They left $9 million
for the whole state.
To be fair, have you ever been to Mississippi? That probably covered it.
Unfortunately, yes.
I mean, they were like, "Yo, $9 million will do."
This is actually a great windfall.
Yeah. We got $75 million. What do you want to do with it? It's like whatever. Let's go get cocaine and hookers. And
we could have got by on $750K.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Let's do it.
I remember I was in Mississippi, like doing some business. I was trying to, do some testing with doctors, and the doctors there like don't get paid shit. Like the doctors make like half of what a normal doctor in say Kentucky
city
makes. Yeah,
so
or like just a normal fucking state. Yeah,
it's safe to say Mississippi might as well be considered like a third world country. Like
Basically, there was like one nice area, and I was like, where? But I couldn't find it though. I didn't. See it.
You're like, you know what? Just take me to the airport.
I mean,
Fuck it.
yeah, maybe in there's a place across the border, like a little casino town called like Tonawanda. I don't know what is fucking Tecumseh or some shit. Something there. Yeah, it's like a fun town. What is it?
I said Titicaca, but that's
Titicaca or something. I don't
America.
know. Someone will probably know. It starts with a T. But like, there's that.
Do we really care?
That's it in Mississippi.
All right.
That's all.
It's the nice part of Mississippi.
Yeah,
it's the nice street in Mississippi.
And Gulf. There's a place near the ocean. That's
it's probably where Favre's house is.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
Have the smoking gun that could implicate Favre. However, one of the best sports journalists out there, Mark Fainaru-Wada, the man who co-wrote League of Denial based on the NFL's covering up and disinterest in the short and long-term effects of concussions on their players, has more on the Favre saga. Recall this interview Favre gave to CNN on concussions.
And tomorrow I may not remember who I am. I may not know where I live. How do you make the
lying ass motherfucker? He lying, and we know it because you didn't forget to ask for that money. You sure didn't forget who you was to ask for that money. Shoot.
game safer? You don't play.
Game safer.
That was back in 2018. At that time, Favre had been promoting his film Shocked, which outlined the former player's own concussion history. Also in that time.
Recently, I put the last 5 years more focus into concussions and mild traumatic brain injury.
Jacob Van Lattingham, a neuroscientist, teamed up.
This dude looks like what? He looks like the dude off Ghostbusters.
Harold Ramis. A little bit. Young Harold Ramis. Tell him about the Twinkie.
Favre to create Prevacus, a powder that is administered nasally within minutes after diagnosis of a brain injury. It is designed to treat concussions at the molecular level. Later, they would add a cream that could be applied to the trachea. Van Lattingham said the company received fairly large funding from local and national sources. But prior to, they went in front of anyone who would host them, whether together or separately, to promote Prevacus. This was a full-on wave of promotional tactics.
The brain is the most complex part of the human body. Prevacus has designed a nasal therapeutic which easily crosses into the brain.
In one feature, even Terry Bradshaw introduced Prevacus and Van Lattingham, the former Mississippi governor.
Did y'all see that?
Hey, I was just about to say.
Oh,
yeah.
Who do you say, Josh Allen? If he runs too much, he's gonna commit.
It's Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. Yeah, if he runs
he's
more
gonna commit
than 6
suicide.
times, he's gonna want to commit suicide. And people just laugh that shit off. Dude, motherfucking Louis C.K. got fucking canceled for jerking off on a phone call.
At this point, Terry Bradshaw's already lost it. He's in that Al Michaels, I don't give a shit stage of his career.
Yeah.
So it's like,
he's old. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Dude, he just had cancer. So you know what? Give him a pass.
Have you noticed that Bradshaw can't make it through the highlights? Like, what's his name has to step in. James Brown has to step in, or Tom Jackson has to finish them for him.
Hey, here it is too. Here it is. We got the clip.
Yep,
Appreciate
I threw
that.
it in the Brother link.
Yeah. This shit. I saw when I saw this, I was like, oh shit. This guy's
dude, watch Strahan's face. That shit was hilarious.
They're not getting involved. I want to see. Well, they're not going to do it. They just can't do it. Yeah. Their mentality is throw. I think if this kid ran 5 or 6 runs in a row, I think he'd commit suicide or something. They whoa, that's a little
Strahan. The cameraman, the director knew. The director knew he was going to say some dumb shit. He had a camera trained on Strahan.
Hey, Strahan looked right at that mug like, I didn't say it.
That's like,
Did we just get a cancelable?
They're like, whoa. Jesus Christ.
He's like, Terry, I know you crazy.
For all of us. They just don't seem to care anything about the running game. That's just the way it is.
I don't think it's
Look at.
I gotta say though, Terry looks like when he was younger and more coherent. He probably the most fun out of all of them motherfuckers.
He probably would have been a trip to kick it with. I ain't
he's a good time.
Yeah. You know, he's just like, come on, let's fucking drink some fucking beer and look at some skirts. I can see him saying that.
Oh, hardcore.
All right, let's jump back into it. Appreciate that clip.
Governor Phil Bryant enters the discussion. Bryant courted Prevacus, helping Favre and Van Lattingham find investors, make political connections, and he even agreed to accept stock in Prevacus in January of 2020. Today, Nancy New ran a private organization funded largely by block grants from the state's welfare agency. Prosecutors say the nonprofit founder and her son Zach committed a crime when they sent more than $2 million to Prevacus and Pre-Sol MD, related companies that state leaders were trying to lure to Mississippi. Via ESPN, those companies belong to Van Lattingham. Favre, along with Favre's agent Buck Cook, are also investors in Prevacus. Plus, NFL Hall of Famer Kurt Warner, World Series winner and current Chicago Cubs manager David Ross, and one of the greatest soccer players in United States history, Abby Wambach, who appeared on Megan. As Finaro Wada notes, when on the media parade, each person worked Prevacus into their answers of their history with concussions within months.
Okay, so what
on that dome?
What do you think about those? I mean, I can't get mad at them for being a part of that.
They're probably
right. But what if the fucking powder works though? Like, what if it really does work? Then you know, like.
So I got to do a line of coke on the field after I get knocked out.
They're just outlining basic marketing here, though. This shit happens every day. Okay.
Yeah, they're marketing athletes that were brought in to help market, but they don't know how the funds were put together for this company.
Just, hey, do you want some money?
Right.
Some shit on TV.
Hey, we'll pay you to talk about us on TV.
Pretty much.
Okay?
I don't question where the account is linked. I care about whether the check bounces or not. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. That's all it always is. As long as you get paid.
I'm being very honest there. Like it's different when people got the money in front of you. Okay, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have principles, but this sounds like standard drug company bullshit. And maybe this shit actually works. Who knows? They're not attacking the efficacy of the drug.
I think the thing too with that is that you have the research saying that it's exaggerated a lot of side effects. And
probably that's what the drug companies do, man. Listen,
and that's why they're going after concussion.
I mean, if your lobbyists are good enough, that shit'll get passed.
Yeah,
and that's why you need more money.
And if a couple patients have a heart attack, hopefully not during pre-testing, they're fine. You know, after the drug is launched, you're.
Yeah, I mean, you have immunity.
Listen,
guess what? They're not.
I used to work in that industry, man. Like, dude, these companies pour billions into research, so it's almost like imperative that the drug has to work. Like, they don't have a choice. Like Pfizer, if they don't fucking come up with a miracle drug like every 10 or 15 years, they're fucking out of business because it takes so much research for them. It's not a business where they just print money all the time. Like, when they go in on a drug, like if it don't work out or it kills a patient or fucking like someone is born without a dick or some shit, like or with 8 dicks or some shit, like their company is fucked.
They're probably paying them.
Yeah.
8 dicks, man.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I got 8 dicks, and it's all over the media.
Guess what? You got a career in porn, brother.
Think about Purdue Pharmaceuticals. When they finally got caught with that OxyContin shit, they're done. They're fucking finished. So, like, yeah, these drug companies, they do not fuck around. Like that movie, it's not as
think about what we're talking about here. This ain't no drug company. They're not a pharmaceutical company.
What, the powder shit?
This is his boy who fucking is trying to get funding for a fucking business plan.
Well, I mean, but it still is a drug that they're trying to sell, this fucking powder or whatever. I guess it's not a prescription
FDA
drug.
approved. You know that shit.
Yeah.
Be, you know what I mean? Like,
this is like Copperfit, but for your fucking head.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
Okay.
Go ahead. What you gonna say? Go
ahead.
ahead.
I got another derailment. But
go ahead. Let's hear it.
Okay, so they're talking about studying concussions on a molecular level. Like, yeah, the shit does kind of. So I used to work for a company, and I got dragged into this lecture. And basically how they test it is they take a rat and they just drop a weight on his fucking head and just fucking observe it. Like they just watch it squirm for like 20 minutes and then they fucking chart all the data. And I was like, I'm sitting here listening to it because I was a marketing dude, but like somehow I got dragged into this symposium. I'm just sitting there thinking about this little fucking rat, and they take like it's like a little ball bearing, and they just drop it on his fucking head. And then
he ain't even looking either.
Apparently, like, and the craziest thing was like 2 out of 10 of the fucking rats die. And I was like, what do you do with the data from that? And they were just like, they're fucking dead. You know? Fucking I was like, damn, y'all just killing rats for fun. I guess.
In the name of science.
They spread so disease. That's probably how they got this data for this molecular fucking response, was dropping fucking weights on some poor rat's fucking head. But I guess, you know what though? If dropping a fucking dead or dropping a fishing weight on a rat cures cancer, I'm like, well, I mean, the rat's gonna die anyway.
Fuck them rats. We don't like them anyway.
Yeah. That could save your uncle? Fuck yeah. Fuck you, rat.
Yeah. That you'll kill 1 million rats to save.
Yeah, 1 million. Yeah, I don't like them anyway. Fuck a rat.
Billion.
Getting our crops.
Yeah. They spread disease.
Yes,
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail.
Of their history
No,
with
it's all good.
concussions within months of the players and Van Lattingham's appearances on the Megyn Kelly show promoting the product. According to the Mississippi lawsuit, Favre was urging Van Lattingham to contact Nancy New to get funds from the state's Department of Human Services.
See, that's a fucking crime.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crime. Right? I mean, you can't, even though he ain't the one who stole the money from the Human Health Services or Department of Human Services, he knows that that's where the money's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And he's telling his boy to go get it for him.
So that's the link in the scandal is what you're saying, is that he took the federal welfare money was somehow diverted to this dude's fucking headache powder.
Yeah, I think it was like at least like $5 million.
Juice.
It was a couple million.
Concussion powder? That just sounds like bullshit. Okay,
you know what I mean?
Like, come on now.
Since you find at the gas station on the little
big goodies, BC headache. Yeah, have you been hit by a large man? Fucking take this powder.
Wow.
Yeah,
you'll feel better.
Well, this is like the equivalent of fucking gas station dick pills.
Yeah. I expect Billy Mays to just come out like, "Hi, folks, Billy Mays here to talk to you about concussion powder. If you've been knocked around the head a few times, just take a few sniffs of it, and you're good to go. 4 payments of $19.95. Here's how to order."
Yeah, how do I order? That sounds good, man. I plan on getting in a car accident.
That's pretty much how it is. Yeah, that's how they do it.
Wild, like that's the crime. That's what's so crazy to me. That's literally the crime. He's the one who sent somebody to go get money. He knew where those funds were coming from. I mean, the text messages with him and the former governor even confirm it.
All right,
he's like, bro, I'm too old to go to fucking prison.
Right. I'll play devil's advocate though.
Ain't too old.
Nah, it's implausible. I was gonna say, what if Brett Favre is just a dumbass and he's just getting caught up with his people? But I'm like, nah, this dude knows what is up. This dude knows
what
what's
he's
up.
doing.
Dude, with Favre, he's getting the rich version of prison. He's getting house arrest.
Yeah, I could imagine. I could see some NFL players getting duped like that. Like,
guys get got all the time.
Yeah.
Guys get got all the time,
but it's usually just like a bad investment.
Yeah. Like Ja Rule in that fucking fire festival.
Or you got a fucking trunk load of cocaine or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, but this shit is like you going to the government. You know what I mean? The intricate scheme.
Yeah, there's levels to this.
Yeah, there are levels to this.
Buying up a bunch of fucking coke.
This is white crime right here, though. That's how white people do
this.
Shit.
This how white people do it. For real talk. No offense,
white fashion where you don't protecting your cornhole for the next 60 years.
Nah, the best grift is setting up the grift. That's why politicians
because nobody sees it coming.
Yeah, ain't nobody when you made the game, it ain't no difference to steal from the game, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
If I set it up, I'm gonna take from it.
That's
fucking
wild.
bullshit.
Favre, the lawsuit said, let Van Lattingham knew had previously provided substantial funds on his behalf. Through current litigation, civil suit defendant Austin Smith, who received nearly $430,000 in welfare contracts, is subpoenaing the Prevacus documents as part of his defense. The civil complaint alleges they knew that the money they were seeking for Prevacus was coming from the state's welfare department. But what about Van Lattingham, you may ask?
He's a postdoc at Emory. We talked to people who worked with him there, and sort of a mixed bag. There was one woman who was very positive about him, but there were others who said that he'd sort of overstated and then inflated his role at Emory. And then we tried to find people at Florida State to talk about him, which is where he became a neuroscientist, where he got his PhD. And basically nobody would talk to us.
This is Fainaru Wada speaking to Pablo Torre on ESPN Daily. Per ESPN, Van Lattingham faced substantial debts over the past several years, even as he was pressing potential investors to help get his drugs to market. Neither Favre nor Van Lattingham was charged, but they are among 38 individuals and companies named earlier this year in the civil lawsuit, which seeks the return of more than $20 million that had been designated for needy families. This is where it gets really interesting. Van Lattingham and Favre put together a piece of marketing for Prevacus. They listed Dr. Alan Sills, seen here, who is the National Football League's chief medical officer, and Jeff Miller, executive vice president of health and safety at the NFL.
Basically,
I think where we know, I mean, that's not on accident.
Okay, but these dudes, I can tell you, did not know where this money was coming from. They just heard us.
No, of course not. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
They weren't involved.
I mean, yeah.
Just heard what it might be able to do and got a hard on.
Yeah.
You're not going to get excited about that.
But you know that these guys were probably like, if this is legit, the NFL wants in on this.
Oh yeah,
of course. The NFL.
No, the NFL is going to take this over and kick everybody out.
We will buy everyone. It will buy the entire company.
Yeah, the NFL knows about stealing from poor people.
Drop in the bucket, baby. Drop in the bucket.
Ain't nothing to them.
But also, this guy's like
they appeared to be really not
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
Instead of the janitor that solves the problems, he's the professor that doesn't know shit.
But if you get a janitor to solve the problems,
there you go.
Yeah. Then it balances out. Right?
Basically, they appeared to be really not associations or advisors, but rather people that the company had called. The NFL said, look, we've heard from these guys, but we don't have any association with them. We're not connected to them in any way.
Yeah.
The NFLPA said the same thing. The NCAA said the same thing.
This would go against
so they tried to say that they were endorsed when they weren't.
The cultivating of relationships with 100 NFL retired players, and in a 2020 podcast, Van Lattingham says the company has had the support of the NFLPA during clinical trials. Van Lattingham wrote in a text to another person who would later plead guilty in the Mississippi fraud case that we partnered with the NFLPA for the clinical trials, no side effects via court documents. While all this,
wow,
it's probably snake oil. There ain't no side effects,
bruh. No, that's not true. That's a lie. They didn't partner with the NFLPA at all. NFLPA would never fuck with you on that.
That's like saying this has been reviewed by the NFLPA, and it's like one dude saw it and threw it in the trash.
Yeah. That's probably how
peer
they
review.
Well, one guy in the NFLPA looked at it.
Yeah, we for sure knew someone looked at it.
It's probably some secretary. It's like, yeah, we'll get it to somebody, and that's like paper shredder.
You gotta, just toss that shit away. Like,
and they can just say, "Hey, it was looked at by the NFLPA. We're good." That's all they gotta say.
Yeah.
So they haven't lied, technically.
No. But the way he talked about it, was as if the NFLPA had like set up for players to do clinical trials.
Yeah, they're obviously these guys are good at misleading.
This is some scammings. They're like they're puffing their chest, and they haven't even like brought a proof of concept. Like nothing.
To be fair, that happens in business a ton.
Sounds like
I mean, in Silicon Valley too, that happens.
This really is Firefest.
One of them too.
This is Firefest, but with medicine.
Yeah, it's Theranos.
Yeah. I mean, like you have these pie in the sky ideas, but you have no backing ground, no claim. A couple electric cars were like that too. Lordstown was one of them. They had like
Nikola was.
They can just keep on bullshitting the right people.
Yeah.
And just kick the can down the road. Like eventually someone will jump in.
Yep.
Just act like you belong.
Make it till you make it, baby.
And nobody will question you.
Exactly.
This was
Make
going
it
on
like you make
in
it.
January 2019. Favre hosted New and several other people at his Mississippi home to hear a business proposition from Van Lattingham. Present at that meeting were 3 people who would later go on to be charged and plead guilty in the welfare fraud case. This next part is very, very important and disputed Van Lattingham altogether. I looked to see what the evidence was that Prevacus really does what they say it does, and there is none, said Dr. Stephen Dukoski, the deputy director of the McKnight Brain Institute at the University of Florida and a leading researcher in Alzheimer's disease and TBI. Said Daniel Weinberger, the director of the Lieber Institute for Brain Development and a professor of neuroscience at Johns Hopkins, I don't believe there's any scientific evidence to support this claim for human use. As with the nasal spray, Weinberger said he doesn't believe there's any scientific evidence to support the claims about the cream. I don't believe it is prophylactic against concussions. And then the question becomes, what makes their combination of nutrient agents more effective than aspirin?
God
Over the past 6
damn.
years, Van Lattingham and his companies have faced.
They said, yo shit ain't even better than aspirin. What is this? I mean, this is a Johns Hopkins
Snake oil, man.
Neuroscience. Jesus.
Pie in the sky ideas, dude.
Tons.
It's not about
of
the product.
Totaling more than $400K. That includes a 2020 judgment for over $151,000 to Capital City Bank and a 2017 personal federal tax for roughly $159,000. Both Presol MD and Prevacus are currently inactive corporations, according to Florida Secretary of State records. Prevacus also established itself as a Delaware corporation in 2012.
Like everybody. Everybody putting their fucking corporation in Delaware. Me too, motherfucker. Me too.
No income tax, baby.
Listen, man, with drugs, it's never about the product. Okay, there are a couple drugs. Okay, I'll say there's some good drugs out there. Like there's this one that cures cancer. It's called Gleevec. Like it's legit. But a lot of times with drugs or these powders, like it's about the need, right? And it's about trying to fill a need that's not there. Because what is it? That one fucking preacher sells vials of fucking holy water for $29.99. People will buy anything.
Yeah, because they're fucking
anything. No science, no evidence. It says all your problems are solved with this fucking vial of water.
That's even crazier.
Appeal to emotion.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Well, it's different with CTE. You're talking about a situation where you're trying to promote a pharmaceutical level drug, like pharmaceutical level. That's gonna need. There's gonna need to be a lot of like you said, a lot of research, a lot of development, and these cats are only sitting on like $2 million.
Yeah,
you're gonna need way more than that if you want
$2 billion.
I mean, and they're talking about it like it's legit. They're talking about it like this shit was supposed to be legit.
I mean, it sounds great. Like, yeah, if somebody got their bell rung and there was something that you could take that would help ensure that you would not only recover quicker, but suffer less damage. But like when the science doesn't hold up, it's a bunch of bullshit.
I mean, I am pretty sure if they just gave you cocaine as you're laying there knocked out, you'll pop up.
Yeah.
Imagine if they gave to cocaine.
Whatever they gave to whatever they
Yeah,
gave.
they don't even feel the inflammation. It's just like
ayahuasca or some shit.
He'd have fucking did a handspring to get up and throw the ball 60 yards.
It's wild because for the athlete, especially, not just in football, but also in like, for boxers, MMA, for soccer as well. Like, I think that the general athlete population is pretty well versed on how CTE is like, how you figure out if you got it. You got to be dead. Like, but you can see symptoms. And there are disorders that you'll begin to show symptoms of that associate with it. So you have to be able to cover those bases if you're a pharmaceutical company trying to make a CTE like preventer. Well, I mean, what are you going to base any of that on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's like me making a bet. It's like, look, I'll fucking outlive you or something. Like, how are you going to collect on that bet? Like,
but I mean, my question is just, why ain't this motherfucker been charged with nothing? All these people around him getting charged, but he ain't getting charged.
Because
everybody he talked to,
he's got to be charged by the FBI, right?
Pretty much.
Because Mr. State ain't coming after him. I mean, has he done anything? Okay, let's look at it objectively, right?
Because usually the guy that gets off, gets out on good behavior. Hey, man, you wearing a wire? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Hey, how'd you get out so quick?
You killed 5 people. How are you out?
Right.
The
problem is,
made a lot of license plates.
Yeah.
Nah, this dude's
it's
up
just
to
gonna
something.
be hard to prove that what Favre knew or what, like, because he hadn't been charged because they probably don't have like a smoking gun on his
Exactly.
ass,
That's what I'm thinking.
Like,
you got the text messages.
But
I mean, but are they
innocence?
Okay, those are
He
easy
sent
to deflect.
somebody to Nancy New to get money because she controls the welfare money,
right? Which is what we can infer.
All I have to do is know that you had an intent and a motivation to do it, and that is how that gets me.
It's clearly not there, or they would have, brought him in already.
Right, but what was it like? The text was like, "What? Santa came by. I'm very happy." Like, okay, yeah, we know what that means. We're not stupid. It's like.
Hey, is there any way the media can find out where I got this money and how much I got?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. But there's nothing criminal, objectively.
Yeah, there's nothing criminal about that.
The standard for like that would be like, oh, hey, like you'd have to be the dumbest fucking criminal ever. Like, thanks for dropping off the $10,000 in unmarked bills in the red duffel bag on my porch. With the security
Can I get
footage,
5 orders of drugs.
Hey, fellow kids.
Yeah. That's just how it is.
It's about what they're doing.
Again, white.
I mean, but look, hold on. I always felt like, look, maybe it works different for us, you brown too, so maybe but I feel like these motherfuckers just have to feel like you did it, and they make everything else work.
They just work backwards.
Yeah, well, that's how different justice works, or it used to be. But if you have a lawyer that knows his shit, like, come on, man, Casey Anthony was fucking killed her own kid, and she got off for that shit.
Right.
Like,
hey, when you ask for the money, make sure you say this. Make sure you call it this.
You got to be a dumb motherfucker to get convicted if you
this word, or you're going to jail.
Even the motherfuckers that they caught, they plea out, and they're just like, oh, okay, 6 months probation,
Right.
But you got to tell on some of your friends. You got to tattle. You got caught, so now you got to tattle.
Motherfucker. Well, we're still, we're gonna keep checking the updates on this, and hopefully we'll be getting the next update saying, hey, the FBI has just raided Brett Favre's home in southern Mississippi and have taken him into
that's
custody.
possible. You can do that though. That's like the real justice in any situation is the raid, right? It's like it's the disruption of your house where they throw
the complete violation of your
legally. Yeah, but then a month later, all that shit's back, and he just laughs. He's like, "Oh, they raided my house, whatever. Can you guys come and clean this shit up for us, please?" And then they're like, "Sorry, Mr. Favre."
Then he sues.
Yeah, then he sues and gets some money back.
Like, that's the extent of justice, is they flipped over your coffee table.
All right, let's get into these predictions for Week 10. Now, last week we were off, obviously, so we ain't got any predictions that we can compare to leading into this week.
I was 16-0.
I will tell you with a full confidence that I predicted each and every team that won in Week 9.
So there's only 12 games. Yeah. I went I know I went undefeated. I know that shit.
All right. So Week 10, we got first game up. Broncos coming off a bye week. They're going into Tennessee. Look, I think that at least from my standpoint, I feel like this is a game again that Tennessee has in front of them where we call this is what we call the Colts. Once Peyton left, and Andrew Luck was good, but it wasn't the same as playing against Peyton. But it was still hard, still very hard, actually.
Well,
but
if Tannehill can play,
but
Willis has to play, probably not so much.
Yeah.
But the thing is that just like the Colts of then, the Tennessee Titans of now are front runners. They get ahead early. They come out in a fucking full head of steam. And if all you got to do is just stay the course. You don't even have to score. Just stay the course. And wait until halftime. Once you get into the third quarter, you got a chance to beat their ass. They may not score another point.
Because they abandon what their core tenets are. Like they got offense, their defense gets exhausted, and that's why you have situations
They
like
got cute.
Baltimore.
That's what
Pretty much. That's how it is.
They try to get cute. They think, we got to adjust because they're going to adjust. Nah, man, keep doing what you're doing.
That's why Todd Downing is a shit coordinator.
Trying to tackle fucking Derrick Henry. Okay.
I mean, did you see how they see them during those running plays? They were like, "Fuck this!"
you seen Marshawn Lynch say, "Run at a motherfucker's face," and he
no
don't
one wants to get that over and over and over.
He's like, "You can do it enough," and they don't want to do it. And he's damn fucking right.
Like they're thinking of lucky stars when you start throwing the ball around.
Yeah, they're like, "Yes."
Good Lord for not making me tackle this big giant fucking freight train anymore.
Y'all ever block for a back like that would just fucking hit motherfuckers and you'd be like, hell yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Them bitches tired.
Yeah.
Mindset
that was the game. That was the game plan with some teams we play. We were like, look, Dave Grohl coming to the whole be like, look, motherfuckers, we ain't passing today. We're not passing today. This is the Colts. This is the Colts.
Right.
We're not passing.
We're
running down their throat the whole game.
And there's no better feeling.
Tennessee.
That's got to feel good when you know you're
Oh,
better than the other dude.
We just exerted our will upon you for 50 minutes. There was nothing you could do about it.
And on the first play, when you hit that cat with the block, you get your hands inside on him and you just start walking them back. You're like, oh yeah.
We're gonna have it's gonna be a long afternoon for you, brother.
You might want to fake an injury right now, bud.
Yeah, that's right, Taylor. Do
That's all I got for you.
Your common injury, Taylor.
That's all I got for you all day.
For me, I don't know. I feel like it's still hard. It's hard to beat Tennessee at home. They are a good team mostly when they're at home. In my understanding of them, but I don't believe the Broncos. I just don't believe in the Broncos. So I'm going with Tennessee on this one.
I mean, you could probably only get like an hour of high knees on that plane ride.
Yeah, it's not enough, man. He can't do his treatment on the plane. He got to do it from home.
I'm also going to go Tennessee here.
Listen, all I got to say is Tennessee.
Regardless of the quarterback, I don't care.
Tennessee are cover gods. All right, they cover everything. I don't know why I don't bet them more. If you into gambling, bet Tennessee. They are the spread cover of the year. So I'm taking them and the points with the dub. Let's get it.
Ooh,
I'm gonna go. I mean, it depends if Tannehill plays. To be completely honest with you,
you don't think Malik Willis can hold his own?
I mean,
he's too raw. I love Malik Willis. I loved him in college. He's not ready.
Won that game.
Well, they have no completions to receivers last week.
Well, he did hit one in the fucking face with a ball.
No, he threw to somebody in the bleachers. That counts as a catch, right?
Nah, he threw that dime in double coverage, and the dude just dropped it, and that would have changed the whole tone
but
of the
do you think
game.
you think he confidently threw that ball and was like, "Yeah, that's gonna be on"? He was like, "Shit, this motherfucker got to make a play."
Listen, man.
Which I mean, fair enough.
Man.
But I'm gonna say I think it's like Titans are gonna have a decent early lead and then do everything in their power to blow it, but they'll win by like 3.
Y'all know the Broncos are trash, right?
They'll win on like a last. They'll win either
without their best pass rusher.
Yeah, they got nobody.
Yeah.
All their pass rushers are out.
Well, I mean,
which means you should be saying to yourself, "We're gonna run the ball 40 times."
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Which they're probably like, you know what? Let's see if Malik can hit a can hit a deep comeback route
You know
this week.
I might log into DraftKings right now and put that money on them.
Next game, Jags at Kansas City. Look, we don't even really need to go that far.
Nothing personal.
Kansas City's going to win it. Now, I do expect Jacksonville to compete. And when I say compete against a team like Kansas City, all things considered, I'm going to say they'll stay within 2 scores. But they're not. I mean, Kansas City's a hard spot to play in too. I haven't played there. It's weirdly hostile. It's like
politely
not
hostile.
Yeah, it's like they're having a party and they don't really want you there, but they know that you have to be there, so they don't give you too much shit. They just get loud.
Right.
A lot of Midwest teams are surprisingly nice.
Yeah, they don't hate you. They just want you to lose. Like, yeah. Oh,
it's
you
like
go to a bar in the Midwest, you gonna meet.
Although they made it a 1 p.m. game, so you know.
Ohio State is the opposite. They're pieces of shit. But everywhere else in the Midwest has been really nice.
Yeah, one time I was in a bar in Indiana, and I just struck up a conversation. You know, we were just talking because everyone's fucking friendly out there. Like, you can't just not talk. And I remember we were talking about how many dumb people in the world there are. I was like, man, there's a fucking ton of dumb people. I was like, look at all the people that buy Nickelback. And the guy was like, I love Nickelback. I was like, all right, I'm going to have to cash out. I'm going to have to get the check.
Check, please.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't know it was like that up here.
So, I mean, look, I do, and I'm sure everybody, I mean, we're consensus here. Kansas City's going to win the game.
Yeah, Kansas City going to win this shit.
It's funny if Jaguars Jags. I just want y'all to compete.
Trevor against the Raiders last week, but I'm sorry.
Yeah,
the Chiefs are not the Raiders. Okay, the Raiders are.
Chiefs are not the team here. Yeah,
God,
they're not the
Chiefs
team. They're going to come
17.
back from down. They were actually down 20. They were down 20 now.
I know.
I
thought that the Jags were tanking. I was like, oh. They trying.
Hey, I almost tweeted out during that game, like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on?" But
they got it together. They rallied.
You know what? I'm just gonna let them do what they do, and I'll see what happens. I'll look at the highlights later on, and somehow they won. I was like, "Wow."
Coach Peterson said to them, he was like, "Look, do you see that dumpy little fat fuck in the hoodie over there? That's their coach. If you don't beat that motherfucker, like, we are pathetic." And they looked at Josh McDaniels and they were like, "You're right, coach. That's a fucking loser."
He does look like a bitch.
He does. You know who else looked like a bitch is Mike McDaniel. He looked like a straight bitch. But if he was my coach, I'd be like, that's my motherfucking nerd ass motherfucker right there.
All right. Next game up here, we got Cleveland at Miami. What's Cleveland's record right now?
Like 3-6,
3-5, 3-5.
Yeah, that surprising win over the Bengals. Like, they kicked their ass. When's Deshaun back? 2 more weeks until the ultimate shit show. Oh my gosh.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
I know you complain about 12. Twitter. How Twitter's shit, but be on Twitter when that shit goes down.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna be a great day on Twitter.
Somebody get some verified accounts in there talking about Deshaun magically getting suspended again. That's how you do
it. They're gonna be some verified accounts talking about him getting a massage at halftime. Oh yeah,
I need to get a rub down at the half, y'all.
Tweets from Deshaun himself.
I'm going Miami here.
Miami's gonna win this game.
Jacoby's run his course.
You telling me
Jacoby Brissett is only like a 5-game guy? You can't have him out there very long.
I can create an account called Fingers in the Butt. Verify that shit for $8 and tweet all day in 3 weeks.
Yep.
Fingers in the butt.
You saw there was a tweet that went out from a fake Adam Schefter account.
Oh yeah.
Saying that fucking what's his name was
Daniels got fired.
Yeah.
And people and there was like some there was some freelance,
there were like, some someone did a fake LeBron account.
Oh, everybody, yeah, with the Y.
Fair game right now.
Yeah.
Elon
good job, Eli. That's smart, Eli.
Good job, Elon. Way to go.
Yeah.
Oh, Elon, why do I call him Eli? Maybe because he looks retarded.
Eli.
Quick super chat here, $5 from Kyle Donovan. He also backed companies shopping fake concussion treatments. Yeah, that was in regards to Brett Favre and his little situation. And we got $10 from Kyle Donovan. It says, thanks, Uche, for being an integral part of that fun 07 Jag season. Whooping that Steeler butt twice. All love, Tree. We appreciate you, man. Now, I will tell you one thing. My ass wasn't out there on the field in that during the playoff games, but I was there.
Oh
shit!
I remember being really pissed at that final play call from the Steelers on a 3rd down to win the game. They called a screen play. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And then the Jags randomly came back, and it's just like, Jesus, we really lost to the Jags.
I mean, I knew we was gonna fuck y'all up when we took the opening kickoff from when Maurice took the opening kick return all the way to the 1-yard line. I was like, well,
yeah, you knew you were in business.
And you know what's crazy? The night before in the hotel, I was watching the local sports show, the local news sports show, and they did like a whole expose. And it was all these like gritty effects, and they had interviewed like Casey Hampton and all these motherfuckers. They're like, we are not going to let them run on us. We are not. You know how many times they blitzed us in that playoff game? They blitzed us like almost 40 times.
80,000 times.
Troy Polamalu was just A-gapping it damn near every play, like on rundowns. Like y'all, they blitzed us so much, and we still ran for like 160 yards. Like, fuck y'all. And we were there earlier, like what, 4 weeks earlier, and we ran for like 250. We didn't give a fuck. We said we the Steelers now.
That's always crazy when they know you're gonna run it, and they like that. The game that Jamal Lewis ran for 295 yards, they put like 9 in the box. They still couldn't fucking stop him, dude. They're just like,
Maurice Jones-Drew won the rushing title with Blaine Gabbert as a rookie quarterback. We didn't have a single receiver that was a starter. They were all guys off the street. At one point, I was like, "What is this motherfucker's name?" Like, what is his name?
Hey,
like, damn. We played against 9-man boxes and 10-man boxes the entire fucking season. That's all we played against. And he still got almost 1,700 yards rushing. So shit. Anyways, let's keep going here. Who we going? Well, we're Miami here, right?
Miami here.
Yeah. Everybody got Miami.
Tyreek Hill's gonna have a field day.
Ooh, tank ball alert. Indianapolis Colts, the Jeff Saturday.
Oh my goodness.
Saturday special.
Oh, I can't.
Jeff Saturday led Indianapolis Colts going to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. I mean, does anybody have any belief that either one of these teams is going to be able to win? I'm going to say this game's going to be a fucking draw.
Scoreless tie.
It's going to be one of the worst.
Dude, can we just give them both losses right now?
Right. It could be a crazy game because neither
side
knows
could be like
what they're
45-42.
Yeah.
Right. You ever see like a good fight between two people that don't know how to fight?
And it looks like they're landing serious blows.
Yeah. That's probably what it's gonna be.
Wow. This is I mean, I don't even know.
On the play caller?
Yes, his name is
he's a 30-year-old fucking assistant of assistant.
Special teams coach.
Well,
don't put it. I mean, the Giants hired Joe Judge, so it can't be worse than that. You know.
Well, I mean, this dude.
His name is like it's somebody named Parks Frazier. You could even name it's like a made-up name on a cartoon show. It's like it's like you have Carmen Sandiego and her accomplice Parks Frazier, something like that. They have a guy named Zane Fakes.
He's like a quality control like guy, right?
Yes, like you know what the quality control guys do in the NFL?
He once called 10 plays on Madden.
He's the pass game specialist / assistant quarterback.
They tell you to like not fumble the ball. Like that's their job, right? They just
quality. No,
like, hey, man,
they draw the scout team cards.
No, yes, boom. They draw the fucking scout team cards. That's it.
What is that? Explain this to me.
Cards that you use in practice to like the scout team cards are basically your team's version of what the other team does. They draw it up based on their play, based on the film. And that's what they use for the practice squad to use against, the offense during offensive drills or the defense during defensive drills.
So
that's what he does. He holds the card.
Okay.
He holds the card up in the huddle for the scout team to look at, and then he walks his ass back to the back. When practice is over, he prints up new ones for the next day. Like he don't call shit. He don't have nothing to do with fucking nothing. He's an offensive coordinator.
He transcribes plays from the video onto the card. That's it.
That's it.
And
so he knows how to identify a play. So he's like, oh, that's a toss right.
Well, no, someone else does that.
Somebody else. Oh, so somebody else creates the.
Someone else breaks the film down and tells you.
So he don't even do that part. He just prints that shit out.
Basically, I mean, in most teams, I don't know what he was doing here, but.
So Mike McDaniel or some nerd looks at the film and is like, okay, that's a sweet jet toss 86. And then he puts it on and then he draws it out on the.
Yeah, he just draws the actual play.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he hands it and then he prints it off.
And then he stands there for the whole scout team, just shows everybody, hey, you're the X, you're going to give me this 9 route, and you're this guy, you're going to give me this O-line. I don't know what you guys do. But just kind of do what this thing says.
O-line, you're just doing a slide. You pick a slide. Pick a slide. Pick a protection.
Gotcha.
Now, if you got a good one, they might know a little bit about protection. But yeah, it's just going to be like an arrow pointing this way, an arrow pointing that way.
Okay.
Like, well, what if my guy is inside? It has me blocking out. I don't know, man.
I don't know. Just do your best. Like what?
So sometimes it might be a broken play or some shit that they put on the scout team, and you're just running a broken ass play.
You figure it out.
You get smoked.
Yeah.
The next fucking.
Like just use your techniques and use your techniques. What would you do? I don't know what this play is called.
You're telling me that they don't have like the fucking playbooks like in Madden? Like you just don't.
No,
have
you don't got the playbooks. You get their film because
they don't have something close to it. Nobody goes on Madden and
has your actual playbook.
Oh yeah, New England has your actual playbook for sure.
Everyone else just has to approximate it from what they see on film.
Yeah, because in the league, if you get caught, if you like, even if
you leave your playbook somewhere, that's like
$100,000 fine.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Crazy fine.
Yeah. It's a crazy ass fine. I think that's like the biggest fine outside of like missing like games and shit, like just like not showing up.
But don't tell me, man. If I'm a coach, if I'm Belichick, I'm fucking getting some playbooks. I don't care.
This is the thing, right?
You got a library.
I care about winning.
There are certain situations where, like, I don't know how he did this shit, but Maurice Jones-Drew gave me his Oakland Raiders playbook when I was doing my consulting when I was overseas. So I used their playbook for teams in the leagues that I was consulting for, but you're not supposed to have that shit. That's they'll call the police on you and be like, yo, go arrest this motherfucker. Stolen property. That shit's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, but how hard is it for a man?
Matter of fact, did I say Maurice Jones-Drew? I meant to say
like, look, like how the thing is like everyone, if you've ever been at a job, especially like a office job, like I've kept files because like you just never know when you need that shit. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying, you just never know. All my work, it's like, all right.
I think the coaching staff he was on, or the coaching staff or the offense coordinator, somebody who got fired that year anyway. So
yeah. And they don't even ask for that shit. They're like, oh, I feel bad.
Anytime
they walk the fuck out the door right after that shit, just like everybody else.
Yeah, if you ever see a cat get picked up from an in-division team, that's why.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh yeah, because like, tell us what y'all run. Yeah,
all the notes you got. That's why they're literally signed you to the team so they can see your notes. You ain't gonna play,
right?
But they're gonna pay you.
But you get a paycheck
for a week and then you get cut.
Yeah, hell yeah. I would take that money. Fuck it. You get to wear a uniform.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going with the Raiders just because their color is black and silver.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Raiders too because I cannot see a world where Jeff Saturday comes out of the fucking boot. Yeah, like I'd have to seriously think that the NFL
is like mic'd up directly to Peyton Manning.
Let's not forget the Colts are sorry.
Yeah, and they suck. If they get a win, then this shit is rigged for real.
They're playing a second-year quarterback who had a QBR of like 3 last week.
I want them to win. I want McDaniels to get fucking.
And he's a Texas guy.
I get that it's someone's livelihood, but that dude is a fucking.
I mean, to be honest, man. I mean, their line gave up 9 sacks, the Colts, but still. I'm sorry to interrupt you, man.
No. I'm just saying, like McDaniels, if he goes like say 2-10. You gotta start thinking that guy's done.
I don't think
right?
so. Not in the first year.
They're gonna give him the first year.
First year
second year though. Okay, second year he goes pull some bullshit like 3-14. His ass is done.
Yeah, if he goes like he can have a losing record in the second year, but
the problem is this is a playoff. The Rich Bisaccia led them to the playoffs with a fucking worse roster. He's got Devontae Adams. Okay, like what? What is his fucking excuse?
Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, man. On paper, this should
John
be a good
Abram,
offense.
he's done. But still,
it's Josh McDaniel for real. It is him. I don't know why. I don't know what the fuck they thought they was gonna get out this cat. He already tried to be a head coach and failed. Or he didn't try to be a head coach, right?
Quit after 10 minutes too.
Quit, from going to the Colts. But I mean, come on. At this point, you have to know there is nothing to gain by hiring a New England assistant. They are not the reason why New England wins or was winning.
Because Bill has playbook.
It might have even been in spite of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Joe Judge and fucking Matt Patricia are on the staff, and that's all you need to know.
You know what I mean? Next game up here, we got, and this is
the Texans.
This could be a trap game for the Giants. They got to watch out coming off that bye week. Motherfuckers hope they wasn't partying too hard because
Xavier McKinney. Xavier McKinney was fucking pulled a cheddar bob.
Yeah, somebody like had an ATV
fell off
accident.
an ATV.
Broke their fucking arm.
Yep.
Yeah.
In Cabo.
Yeah.
Somebody for the Giants. I don't
Xavier
know
McKinnon, the safety.
Yeah. One of their defensive leaders.
Yeah.
You know what?
Fucking
You know what
defensive
coach
captain.
says. You know what coach says right before you go on bye week.
What?
Hey, don't be that guy.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna fuck up. Don't let it be
That's
you.
exactly what they say. Say, hey man, take a knee. Look, we giving y'all 5 days to go chill, do what you want. Just go home.
Right.
Relax.
Go get some ass.
Get some rest. You know what I mean? Like chill, let your body heal up a little bit. Don't be taking no trips. Because we don't want to hear no stories. We don't want to hear no stories. So don't be that guy.
There's legitimately like 7 speeches that coaches ever give. The same fucking 7 speeches. Every coach ever.
And the bye week is always one of those speeches.
You know you're gonna get it that week.
Yeah. It's like right before the playoff game, right before the season.
Literally, motherfuckers. I remember one year, dude. Cats got flights going out within 2 hours of leaving practice. They jumping on flights, and we get cats ain't even practicing hard. They just looking around like, hey man. Shit,
pick your feet up.
Atlanta.
Don't get rolled up.
You know what I mean? Don't get rolled up. You don't want to be here for no treatment.
Yeah.
But fucking, and it's always that same thing. Like, guys, the season is still going. Do not, don't take too many luxuries or take too much leisure in this time off.
Right.
And as soon as we come back, somebody ain't there. And you're like, what's going on? Yeah, that motherfucker, it was our left tackle one year. He went out he didn't go nowhere necessarily, but Khalif Barnes, he played in Las Vegas. He played with Oakland with their Oakland. After Khalif was the coolest motherfucker. He was one of the funniest cats ever. But this cat was at Fred Taylor's spot.
Oh, that's all you need to say.
They were all at Fred's spot playing cards. This is kind of our thing that we would do like once a week. You just go, we call it like Tear It Down Tuesday. Everybody just goes to Freddie T's crib and drinks and hangs out. We got these old hood women who come and bring us all this food they cook. And this cat got faded. He's there till like 4 or 5 a.m. Crashes his BMW or crashes his 550 Benz into his neighbor's tree. Right?
Oh, damn. He almost got it. He almost made it.
Oh, he almost made it.
He was there.
His car has OnStar, right? So it's like, hey, you've been in an accident. Are you okay?
Oh, no cover up.
And he just ran out. He just ran. He threw his he threw his keys and he ran, right? Ran to the This motherfucker calls the police. By the time he calls the police, OnStar's already called the cops. The neighbor saw him running from the scene. Look at it early in the morning, saw him running, and he calls the cops, and he's like, "Yeah, somebody stole my car
and crashed it in my neighbor's house. What are the odds?" And it reeks of alcohol and weed and just fucking.
So I didn't mean. Look, I'm pulling up to the facility. And I'm like, I'm pulling up and I see this old ass, like 1989 dark green Benz with ugly rims. And I'm like, whose fucking car is that? As I'm pulling into my parking spot, I'm looking, turning my head around, and I'm like, what is Khalif doing in that old ugly ass Benz? Like, shit, what happened? Get into the facility. Everybody's huddled up in the locker room just talking about the whole Leaf situation. Because now it's on the news. Because they have the 911 call that he made on the news, and they knew that he'd been in an accident before he called them. So they're like, yo, he's like, yo, I just want to report my car got stolen. And then the dispatcher is like, Mr. Barnes, are you sure? And then it's like silent for like 5 seconds. And he's like, yeah. The neighbor already called the cops. OnStar already called the cops. They already know that it was him that was in the accident. And I mean, that's a perfect example. Don't be that fucking guy during the bye week, causing a distraction for the team. So New York got to watch out because these Texans, they've been kind of competitive. So, in games, not winning. They're not close to winning, but they've been kind of competitive. Don't sleep on them is what I'm saying.
I like the running back. He's pretty good.
Yeah, they got a nice little running back. Yeah. But I'm going with the Giants.
The Giants are going to be thin in the secondary, but that doesn't matter. They're going to stack the box.
They're playing Houston.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Is Cooks going to play now? Or
I don't know. The only weapon they have is Damian.
He's still out.
That's it.
Yeah. And Mills is sus. It's tough for him to develop with this line.
He's a tank commander.
And so the Giants have not had an easy game all year. They'll make it interesting. It'll be like 10-10 at half, but the Giants better win this game. Like, you can't be a
game for them every week.
6-2, 6-2 team, a team that's beaten the Ravens and who else did? The Titans. Like, they cannot lose to the fucking Texans. So I expect them to win. It'll not be easy. It will be ugly, but I am taking them.
Yeah, I
would love it if they got out early.
New York is a grinder. They're a grinded out team. They grind out their wins. I mean, that's kind of like the Jets as well. They grind out
them and the Jets. Yeah, same mentality. Mentality. It's like, all right,
they ain't blowing nobody out. They're just not equipped to do that.
We'll just hang around until you fucking give up. Fuck you.
So I think we're consensus on that then.
Yeah.
We got all right. So we got New Orleans at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's coming off their bye. New Orleans is coming off a loss.
It's a tough call.
This is a hard one for me. I can't. It's hard.
Both are bad teams. Both are really bad teams.
Bad teams.
Yeah.
I got Steelers by bullshit. That's what I got.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Steelers because it's now getting colder, and that's actually an advantage for a team like Pittsburgh because no team who plays in the dome wants to go play in the cold.
Yep.
So the cold. I mean, and the Saints. It's not like they're not playing for nothing. What's the fucking division looking like?
You're not even playing for a first round pick. Like, it's gone.
Yeah, you're kind of in no man's land. You're just playing football, trying to get to the end of the season.
And get a new contract, save jobs. Also, you have to consider too. The rumor is that TJ Watt may be coming back for this game. That's the rumor.
That's crazy.
That would put me over the
crazy though.
Top.
That's crazy. Why? If I'm TJ Watt, I'm like, yo, fuck it, I'm done for the season.
I'll see you next year.
Man. I mean, he nearly came back against Philly. That was the whole rumor too. But It was
that's
next year.
Yeah,
but once again, the Steelers are trying to save the season. They don't really tank.
Yeah, they don't tank. They
you know what?
The fact that they're 2-6 is embarrassing. They should technically be 0-8.
They maintain they're like Brett Favre maintaining his innocence.
This got nothing to do with me. What if I go out there and I rip the thing off the bone this time?
Yeah, I mean, he is risking more serious injury, but because really the crux of it is that when you get that surgery, I mean, when you have to rip through a muscle or you have to reattach a muscle, everything around that muscle shuts down and is like 30% strength. So you have to re-strengthen everything. And
atrophy.
8 weeks.
You know he's got the best supplements money can buy.
The electroshock therapy.
It's a family business they run there. Well, I mean, if he comes back, I mean, that'll obviously be huge for Pittsburgh. But I think, do you want him now or do you want him for the next 10 years?
You want him for the next 10 years, but he ain't like that. He's Baker. He's pulling a Baker.
Yeah, and we see how that worked out for Baker.
But, I mean, this could also be like every year for the next 10 years. It could be like this. Once you start getting once those injuries start happening, they don't tend to stop.
And that's what happens when you're on that juice, or if you're using anything that's kind of a performance enhancer in that regard. Once you come off of it, and you cycle down, and you have to play in a normal. And I'm not saying he does steroids. We know this is just making jokes about him.
Probably the stuff that's going to be illegal next year.
Injuries. Yeah. It's like Brian Cushing. Remember Brian Cushing, the linebacker?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he was
Once he got caught, and he had to come off of it. Yeah, he started getting injured, just like that.
Well, he was also headbutting people with no helmet on.
Hey, this motherfucker! One time, I'll never forget this shit. We're doing pregame warm-ups. We're in Houston, and this cat Brian Cushing, when they bring it up to when they bring it up to break it down, this motherfucker was like, what did he do? He did some motion like this. Then he was like, oh, let's go. And they was like, they got hyped. And I was like,
damn, they did. That's how they roll.
We can see you, right?
Right.
I was like, we all saw it.
We all saw it.
All right, let's keep moving on.
Wild boy.
Minnesota at Buffalo. This is
a tough one to call.
Is Josh
Allen gonna?
Is Josh Allen gonna play?
Minnesota's good. Minnesota had a shot even with Josh Allen.
Did they say that the injury wasn't as bad as they thought it was?
They say it's a sprain now, which
it's a partially torn UCL. That's what it is.
Day to day.
So as I said, he might need Tommy John still. So I don't know.
The problem with partially, any tear, ligaments don't heal on their own, no matter what. Even if it's partially torn, you might be able to throw it. That's his throwing arm. That's his money maker.
He did haul off and throw it 70 yards in the air, 2 plays after he did it.
Okay. I mean, I'm just saying.
Shit, I thought that's when he heard it.
No, it was the one where the D lineman caught his arm as he was throwing it.
When they thought it was a fumble. They thought it was a fumble.
Yeah, you could see him fucking with it right after that play. And 2 plays later, he throws it 70 yards in the air.
Yeah. I mean, he's not human,
okay.
But
He's not human. But
that inflammation never even started up on him.
I probably shut him down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's playing fire right now, man.
That can
end the career. I mean, I guess they can come back from it now with surgery, but damn, that's we talked about that on Dumpster Fire. That's a long ass process.
You need a good surgery.
That's like a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know, man.
I don't have the fastball anymore. Or it could be rookie of the year where he throws it even faster.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after Tommy John, usually the pitcher who gets it done comes back stronger because they put a cadaver. They put a cadaver, a thicker ligament in there, so you can even put even more stress on that elbow, and then a lot of times,
I want the cadaver of a major league pitcher.
Yeah. I want some prisoner that's murdered like 8 people. I want his fucking ligament.
knife murderer. That way, all
Yeah.
arm motion is
Yeah, and it'll give me that edge too because I need it.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, that's something that to me is it's a worry. I mean, only Josh Allen knows what he really can do. And if he's going to play, I'm assuming he's going to try and play.
I mean, he is so much of their offense.
Who's their backup?
He literally is.
Who's their backup?
I don't know.
I think it's Uche.
Nathan Peterman?
It's Fitzpatrick.
With the Bills, Case Keenum.
Oh, Case Keenum, he's a tank commander.
Oh, so he'll know all the Vikings.
Yeah, he'll know all.
He was there with Zimmer.
Yeah, Zimmerman. They threw that playbook away. They shredded
burned that one.
They were like, please do not bring that back in the facility.
Actually, everyone could have that one.
Yeah. Disseminate that to the league.
It's the public domain. Public domain.
It's a good stocking stuffer.
Right.
Have trouble
I'm
sleeping?
real, man. I feel like this game is going to Minnesota.
I could see that.
If he doesn't play, I'd for sure go in Minnesota. Just so we can see the Kirk Bling Bling Cousins.
Yeah, on the plane afterwards, shirtless.
Acting a fool.
He's going to do that for the rest of his career after every win because it's the first time in his life he's felt accepted.
Yeah. They're like, hey, Nerdy Kurt. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, they think I'm one of them.
With us. Yeah, they're
I'm one of them. I'm finally acknowledged.
They're still laughing at him, not with him. They're just like, oh, this fucking Kurt. He is.
All right. What do y'all think? Who's picking who?
I got the Bills, dude. Even with Case Keenum, I got the Bills. The Vikings haven't got out in front of anybody. Like they've won on some bullshit. But
they win close. They win close. That's why
they're 7-1. But if they go out and beat the Bills, I'm gonna start talking about the road to the Super Bowl goes through Minnesota. You're gonna have to acknowledge them, but I don't see it.
I just don't know where the Bills get the offense. I mean,
and you got to think about this as well.
He's the leading running back too.
He had a bad game against the Jets.
2 picks last week.
Yeah, terrible.
Bad picks too.
I mean, he threw. Yeah, that was like rookie year picks. Damn near.
Yeah. Yeah, that one on the rollout was pathetic. Like
that was like something to do in his second year
in the red zone, looking at the fucking linebacker. Like,
it was like some Zach Wilson type shit.
And that's the second time he's done that in 2 weeks.
And threw it right at him. Like, I don't know if he was trying to throw it over his head or something, like just trying to force it, but that was bad.
Through him.
Yeah. But he just threw it right at the dude. Like, I was like, oh, man, that was the worst, one of the worst I've ever seen.
So what'd you see there? What'd you see there, Josh? Yeah.
It was weird. Like,
for a moment.
Like with Rodgers. With Rodgers, like he's just making bad decisions, right? Like you ever play Madden and you call a play and you're just like, I'm gonna throw it pretty much no matter what look they give me. Like you've done that before, and you end up throwing a pick because it's always some fucking guy.
You're like, I don't care about that second or third route.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it 9.
I need these 10 yards and I'm gonna throw it no matter what. That's what Rodgers is acting like, and I can't believe how
he could do it with Devontae. He's like, I don't give a fuck
what
coverage is.
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw it near him, and he's gonna go get it.
Yeah,
these guys.
Almost, it is like they
run the other way.
Since we're talking about Aaron Rodgers, it's such an unbelievable, just sudden fall off a cliff. Like it's like you suck.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Look at it when Eli Manning, his last 2 years, terrible. Peyton Manning was fucking garbage. Brady's starting to look like a little trash now.
Yeah, don't worry. His dick riders will still go off on you if you criticize Tom Brady.
This next game's hard.
The zip is still there, but like the decision making for some reason,
it's just his receivers are dropping everything. He's like having some weird throws. It's just like
doing like all this unnecessary underhand stuff.
Does he look like he's gained some weight?
Who, Brady?
Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers,
well, that happens with everyone with age, though.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a eugenics commercial just waiting to happen.
Yeah. It's too much ayahuasca. He gets the munchies. Come on.
I mean, he
feel
looks
like your fastball.
As you age, your testosterone drops.
Thicker in the mid range.
Frank Thomas.
And he don't wear no rib pads, so
he looks great. Frank Thomas looks like shit in that commercial, and they're just like, "Is that Frank Thomas?" Like he's wearing he's wearing male Spanx and a black shirt. Like they're like, "Oh, fuck." Like you're some producer, and Frank Thomas shows up for the shoot, and you're like, "Oh God, I got to make him look good." You're just like, "All right, let's turn down the light. We'll adjust the the background, and okay, Frank, let's go. Makeup." Anyway,
all right. So
sorry.
Put in the body double.
No, you good. Chargers at 49ers in San Francisco. This one is I mean, I just have not been able to see a lot of San Fran. That shit kind of pisses me off.
I'm not impressed with with the Chargers this year.
The Chargers have been kind of disappointing.
They've been skating through the
they
raindrops.
have.
They should have had at least 3 losses otherwise. So I'm going San Fran here.
I think.
Yeah, I think,
and they're injured to
I
hell.
agree with you on that. Yeah,
like you have to consider
San Fran
Justin
is
Herbert. He's a check down magnet. Their O coordinator is garbage. They do nothing but curl routes and passes to Austin Eckler, and they've been dancing through the raindrops. I'm not impressed. I'm sorry, not.
I feel like some teams are just cursed. Like the Chargers have been, for as long as I can remember, the Chargers have always, right now we're looking at them and we're saying, okay, they're not really performing like we expected, yada, yada, yada. But, dude, I remember like a 4-year span when they had Phillip Rivers. 4 years, maybe 5 years. These motherfuckers would start out 0-3 every single year. And you'd be like, damn, the Chargers going to be garbage this year? Don't lose again the rest of the season.
North Turner, man.
Get to the playoffs and lose immediately. And it's like, oh, my God.
I don't know. Go
Go
ahead. No. You're good.
I was just gonna say this franchise doesn't have any. They're a streaky franchise through and through, and it hasn't changed apparently. But they're also injured, like you said, Tree. So shit.
I think San Fran's getting guys back.
Yeah, San Fran's getting healthy.
Like the Chargers have been trying to build their defense. They still have one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Terrible run defense. J.C. Jackson's been a flop. He's injured out for the year. Khalil Mack's been okay, but he's not prime Khalil Mack anymore. Rashawn Slater's been out for the year. I mean, their left tackle's been admirable, but he's like a 6th-round rookie. You can't really ask much out of him. Austin Johnson, the defensive tackle they brought in, he's now out for the year. Keenan Allen, I don't know if he's been playing or not. Mike Williams has been out for a bit. Justin Herbert's banged up.
Yeah, they're banged
so it's
up.
like it's just a haunted
Smash unit
franchise.
Yeah, they've got some kind of bad luck. Let's keep going on here. We got our NFC games. Whew. I mean, can you imagine 2 weeks ago these two teams were vying for number 1 spot?
Yes,
in the NFC South.
Oof. And Carolina would have won it if Eddie Pinheiro could kick a field goal.
Yeah.
Eddie
Pendejo could do his job.
And can you imagine the chaos that would have ensued? Because just 1 week later, they get fucking
destroyed. And they're starting PJ Walker again. But hey, I loved him in the XFL last week. I'm like, what the hell was that?
Yeah,
they're going with PJ Walker.
A lot of head
they're
spin.
going with PJ Walker. They're starting him again.
Oh wow, okay.
Well, that's good. I think that's good. That
All
they got
3
confidence.
guys are cleared now. If I'm not mistaken, all 3
the
guys.
two
are
other
good to go.
guys, the 2 other guys may not ever touch the grass on the field again.
Medically cleared to go. They still suck.
They're so fucking bad.
I've been medically cleared
You're so
for years.
bad. We can't even get we still can't trade you. Like we can't even get rid of you. We have to just sit on the bench. Shut the fuck up. Like,
They're getting paid. They're getting paid.
Yeah, they just have to pay them their
Sam
money.
Darnold got like a $15-20 million 5th-year option. So you know what? He's rolling the bank.
Why would you pick up his option? Like
right before he even played.
Coach. Yeah.
Laugh my ass
I
off
feel
out
like
of the bank.
I feel like Carolina cares less about winning. They're clearly have switched over to tank
now
mode.
they got to go tank mode.
Yeah, no.
I
So
expect-
Atlanta's
well, you know
starting
what?
to care. So
Yeah, Atlanta had, I mean, another game that you can add to the list of games that they should have won this year was that Chargers game.
Like a ragtag bunch of feel-good guys.
This guy fucks it off and fumbles on a return. Like this is why defenders are on defense, because you don't handle the ball well.
He's a Texas guy too.
Yeah, I mean he just
Big
ran
one
his
around.
own arm into his hip, knocked the ball out. Like, dude, what are you doing? High and tight. You ever heard that phrase? That's what running back is told every day.
You're fat. Use two hands.
You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm going with Falcons.
We're
or
going Falcons here
on that. Okay. Nobody's gonna fuck with this and say, "Oh, I think the Panthers are gonna win."
Nah, Arthur Smith seems to get fucked like royally, like every game. Like they always pan over to Arthur Smith, just mad as shit, and he can't even do anything. Like he's just like,
just keep drinking.
Yeah.
All right, next game up, we got Seahawks at Tampa. Tampa got a they got the win last week, but it felt like damn near like it was a movie.
Snuck it in at the last secend.
I mean, what the hell is the Rams doing though? They playing cover 12 the whole fucking drive. Like, what are you doing? Get in there. You got one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Get in there and cover them.
Prevent defense prevents you from winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very preventative.
But I mean the Bucks, I just don't see it happen. I think Seattle is another team, them and the Vikings, very quiet. Well, Seattle not as quiet as the Vikings, but very, very under the radar in how well they're doing. Just on fundamental things. I mean, you can't name me more than like 3 people on Seattle's offense.
DK Metcalf. That's all I got.
Yeah, and that's it.
And Lockett. Lockett.
You got a couple of names you can mention on each of those on the Seahawks offense. But if you watch their games, I mean, we're on the we don't get to see West Coast games like that. They look pretty damn good. They look like a fundamentally sound team.
Walker is running his ass off.
Yeah,
I like the way they look. I mean, probably have I don't know if you call it breakout or comeback, whatever player of the year.
He's got to be a comeback player.
Geno
Smith.
Smith. Yeah. I think comeback is usually someone that was injured. So I'm not sure. But
no, I mean he came back all right from.
I don't care to go from where
he came back from being a failed quarterback.
Yeah. He came back.
So shit.
Yeah, fuck, give it to him.
So what do y'all think about this game? What do y'all think about this game?
I like the Seahawks. The fucking Buccaneers got gifted that last game because it's Tom freaking Brady.
Well, it's also because the Rams they didn't try.
True.
Like they did soft zone against the guy who thrives on beating soft
throwing
zone.
underneath.
Like they were just like keep prevent, and they're all just like jogging around, not giving a shit.
They're not even trying to tackle them.
Nobody's trying to do anything. It felt like they were paid to take a dive.
They're just letting them run out of bounds and shit.
Yeah.
Like, bring them down in bounds.
It was crazy, right? Like that. That's the shit right there where I'm like, look,
and they're calling it like the great Tom Brady comeback. It's like you call this a comeback. I am unimpressed.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah,
that's where
been here for years.
When me and Justin were playing,
there you go.
Man, that shit would it would be unfathomable. One for a team to like, okay, you're in soft coverage, soft zone, but if a guy catches the ball in the middle of the field, you're trying to you're hauling ass to try and get him down before he gets to the sideline.
Down in bounds and kill the clock.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They're not even trying to get. They're letting them like push them into the sideline with them.
There should have been fisticuffs on the sideline.
Exactly.
What the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah, like somebody fucking tackle this guy and lay on top of him for a little bit.
They're in deep prevent to prevent the long throw, but they haven't been able to throw deep.
But that's not
all
their thing.
game.
Yeah.
Exactly. Tom Brady's not throwing it fucking 60 yards unless it's the last play and it's a Hail Mary. And, the chances on that are slim to none usually, but not.
They don't really have like
always
speed burners like that.
Yeah.
Not anymore. I mean, I guess Scotty Miller is a track guy, but
I couldn't even understand.
His hands are suspect.
I couldn't understand that shit. I was like, yo, y'all cats really don't give a fuck because y'all got that Super Bowl last year, huh? Just like, we don't care.
I mean, people hopefully, see how it comes out and actually tries to run the ball.
Yeah.
Unlike the Rams. I mean, people have run all over Tampa.
Their defense has been suffering a little bit this year too.
Run a couple toss plays to get Vita Vea tired. When he taps out, then you can start running up the middle.
Yep. All right. So we're all consensus on Seahawks, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I think
all right.
so.
Next up, the fucking improbable Detroit
Hold
line.
on, real quick. Is that the game in Germany?
I think so.
Is
Yes.
it? Ooh.
I think it is.
Yeah, it is. It is, huh? Oh, that's.
I don't think it really changes anything. I was just.
Oh yeah.
Something made me think of that.
Somebody. Here we go.
999.
Comeback players about somebody who shows perseverance or overcomes adversity.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Well, he's overcome
Lady,
adversity
$5.
himself.
Phillies forgot that a lefty on lefty matchup is useless when facing Jordan Alvarez. Also, Rams had mega soft zone in the final minute. Yep. Appreciate that. Who we got here? I mean, I feel like it's, I feel like the Bears found a little life. It doesn't mean that they're like good or anything now, but they should be able to handle. They should be able to handle Detroit, right?
Yeah, Detroit is so bad. Like they almost lost to the Packers.
I want them to be okay so bad.
I mean, with the Bears, the only reason why I want them to lose is because the Steelers have the second round pick. That's it.
See, I'm just like, I've played in their stadium. Like I know how desolate a fucking environment that place is,
and the
because of because of the complete lack of success. That franchise has had no success since like 1990. Since 2014 when they played, when last time they were in the playoffs. But before that, it was like 1999. So like this is a franchise that is marred in goddamn shittery. And it would be a good thing if the Lions were an upper tier team in the NFL, an upper echelon, not elite, but if they were a playoff attendee again, a team that was averaging 9, maybe 8, 9, maybe 10 wins a season, that'd be good for the NFL. That'd be good for the city of Detroit. You know what I mean? That would be good. That's revenue. That's more revenue coming in because nobody's going to no fucking Detroit Lions game.
Lord knows they need something. At least we're not Detroit.
Yeah. That's Cleveland's motto.
Hey, I tell you what though, when we went there and played my second year, we went there and played, and we beat the brakes off these motherfuckers so bad. That was the year they lost all their games.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I remember walking off the field. I remember walking off the field, and one of my teammates from Purdue was their DN, Cliff Favre. This was before he went to Seattle.
Oh yeah.
And he's just looking at me like, damn, hey man, hey, it's rough, bro.
Take me with you. Take me with you.
I'm like, hey, I'll shoot you a text later. We're out of here. Shit, hey, I'm glad it ain't me, bro. And then 2 years later, he's in fucking Seattle winning the Super Bowl. I'm like, golly, I'm in Povertyville, Duval. All right, so we thinking Bears here, huh?
I think Bears. The Bears.
Yeah, Bears.
And here's another. This is actually another hard game to call.
Jeez.
Fucking Cardinals and the Rams.
Another two bad teams.
This is like a
trying
Thursday
to
night
figure out
matchup
who
here.
wants to lose the game the most.
Gosh, this one's so hard to figure out. This one is bad.
Well,
I think
Stafford's in concussion protocol.
this could be Kingsbury's last game. Honestly,
Nah, I don't know about that. They just extended him. And the
I don't
Bidwells
care,
have never
man.
been known for wise financial decisions.
Hey, which means they'll make another dumb one, fire him, and still pay him all that money.
All right, just follow bad money with good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know who to go with on this game. Both teams appear to be incompetent at during certain portions of the game that just cause a domino effect that collapses their entire chances of actually winning a game. So,
do you trust the Cardinals' offense against the Rams' defense? Because the Cardinals' defense is the only thing keeping them afloat.
Who's Stafford's backup? If you
John
don't
Wolford.
go?
John Wolford.
Okay.
Yep. Former AAF quarterback.
Former what?
Oh,
where's he from?
John Wolford. I think he was the former quarterback of the Arizona Hotshots of the AAF. Played for one game for Week 17 in 2020 against the Cardinals. He actually did a decent job that game.
Okay.
It was him versus Chris Trevor.
I mean,
he couldn't do much worse than Matt Stafford this year.
True,
but we
I
know
mean, his
but
elbow
we-
is just rubber.
Yeah,
But we know what we do know is that at least on the Cardinals side, their play calling is gonna probably be the first thing to get them in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the Rams defense is playing the good per se.
Will either team try to run the ball? I don't watch enough.
Arizona kind of runs.
I know the Rams don't.
No. Man, I'm gonna go with the Rams on this. Something just tells me that they'll do enough.
Nobody wants Arizona to win anymore.
Nah.
Yeah, they've kind of proven that they ain't worth shit, and now we don't want to see them do nothing no more. I know I don't.
Nobody does.
Oh God, this
is gonna be an ass whipping right here.
This is gonna be ugly.
This is gonna be a blood.
This would have been a premier matchup fucking 8 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have been like,
this would have been prime. This would have got flex.
Prime time, Sunday night. What time is this? What time is this game at?
I think it's like 4:25
a.m.
Oh man,
it is not overseas.
The schedule says so.
It's
like
Ohio
State versus.
We're gonna play the same time as Germany.
Yeah,
but in the States.
Yeah, just because we want to get it over with.
Oh man, yeah, Cowboys should. I mean, damn. How?
Should,
oh my goodness!
Should walk the dog with these guys.
The mighty have fallen so hard.
Just as soon as I say that, jinx myself. But yes, obviously I'm going Dallas here.
Oh yeah, I know it. And last game up, and okay, we can go ahead and click on that Eagles logo because it's Washington at Philly. Eagles are the only undefeated team in the NFL. Washington has found numerous ways to compete and then just completely blow it when there's an opportunity to actually like take a step forward and show that you have kind of like are moving in a direction where you're aware of what kind of team you want to be. That can't happen until Dan Snyder sells the team. We all know that. But they're going to get
all right. You see Matthew McConaughey jump in.
Yeah, he wants to
Bezos Jay-Z group
to throw his coinage in.
Oh, they're trying to buy it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why he needs a Jeff Bezos. Don't need the money. He just wants to buy their friendship.
It's reputation.
It's a cool boy.
No, he just wants to hang out with Jay-Z and
so he
tell
has
stories
that.
with Matthew McConaughey. That's all about.
Have you ever
Jeff Bezos
heard
still a nerd.
Jeff Bezos' voice? It's like Marlboro Reds.
Yeah, he has like a raspy.
Hella raspy.
I did not know that.
Yeah, very raspy. All right, so we got our picks for week 10 in the NFL. Let me lock this boy in.
Oh, yeah. Let me lock these picks. Lock my picks. All right, I got them locked.
Wait, where my
Yeah, no, this thing don't always work correctly.
Okay.
There you go. Got it. I'm
locked.
locked.
Fuck.
Oh, you fucking got reset on.
Yeah. Boom. All right. Let me lock these boys in. Lock my picks. All right. Okie dokie on that. So let me, let me take a quick look at this fantasy. I'm kind of nervous. My fantasy team ain't been shit.
And
I feel like that's everyone's fantasy team.
Yeah.
It's because I can't replace nobody.
Yeah, the waivers are non-existent.
Everybody's on by anyways, you know. So
let me go ahead.
What are you gonna do?
That cat ain't even playing. Okay. First off, you know what? It's hard because now I got Justin Fields at quarterback. I got Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. Who do I play? Patrick Mahomes. Ooh, oh man. Let's see here. So our league standings are as follows. For those who are in the league. Look at all I'm the only motherfucker with one win.
You're tanking for that first overall pick.
Yeah.
You're tanking for Bryce Young.
Yep.
Wow.
Is this a dynasty league?
What the hell is going on here? We got Coach. We got to figure this out, Coach. All right, so we got Najee by Nature, the top of the ranks. I think where did what's his name go? Where did AC? Oh, AC Reapers fell a couple of spots on the west side. CBS Sports is better. Cool name. Oh, that's fucking Dave. That's Dave Richard. That's our fucking guy. He
ought to be. He ought to be.
He's number one in our freaking fantasy on the Western Division. So there are your standings, folks. Definitely not looking good for Bishop Sycamore, but hey, we are not an accredited fantasy football team. So
yes, you don't have to worry about it.
We don't really have to worry too much about that.
Did you see the team that the IMG just played last week?
Toronto Prep.
86 points in the first half.
And they played Bishop Sycamore.
I don't know, man. I mean, they both have the same kind of idea of like they only have like 25 players on the team. They're very poorly prepped. Like, if you actually seen some of their game, like the first drive was too many men, 10-yard penalty, 6-yard loss and a run, delay of game, safety. And then it just turns into a blowout. Their center can't even snap in shotgun, and they keep going out of shotgun. Like, it's bad. It is so bad. It's on YouTube, I think. And I'm seeing it like, oh my God.
Who is the coach for this team?
I think it's like a former CFL player.
It's crazy because
it's actually Jeff Saturday.
They're only playing in those games to get money from the they're getting paid by IMG to play them to get whooped.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's all a racket, dude.
It's like a directional college football team. Where you just
take
all your money to get beat to shreds by Alabama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all a fucking racket. So, all right, folks, that is going to be it for us. We appreciate y'all for being in here with us. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so. And we're gonna see you guys next week as we get deeper into the NFL season. I might play some God of War Ragnarok on Friday, just for people in the audience who are interested.
For some fun.
Just for some fun. Might live stream that. We'll see. But we do appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all on the next one. Everyone has a nice night. We are out of here.
Peace.